PaytoPlayTv, man, and we are live from Gym 55 here, right here in McDonough, Georgia. And our special guest today is Jamarius Giles.
Yes, sir.
AKA, I'm going to throw it out there, man, Jay the GOAT.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
I appreciate you for sitting down today,
I appreciate y'all, man, for pulling up on me, man.
For sure. So I just want to get in, man. First off, the big question is, how does it feel, really, sitting at your age right now, bro, accomplishing so much? How does it really feel?
Man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing because all the hard work I put in, it done got me to this point. You know, all the night of just praying, crying, blood, sweat, and tears, just like an athlete. You know, it's really just starting to, you know, come together. I tell anyone it's not gonna come overnight. I used to hope and pray it came overnight. Then that way I can be in a better situation quicker. But I wouldn't change nothing for the world, because one thing about it, when you got a strong faith in the man above, everything gonna always come in his timing. But sometimes I have to look at with maturity and elevation. It's not gonna always come on my time. It's gonna come on his time. So even when I tried to find different ways to rush the process and hurry up and get there, it never sustained. So what I mean by that, it never lasts long, because you know you can tell what comes from God. But I'm also a firm believer of when God bless you, the devil will bless you too, to disguise it as if it's God. So you can tell when it's God, because it's something that's going to stick around. It's something that's going to be well polished, well deserved, opposed to when it's something from the devil. It's just, it's going to be there for a quick little minute. It's like a little taste. So it's either going to go bad because you ain't doing right by the man above, or it's going to go good because you actually understand and pinpoint, okay, what's God and what's not. And then from there, you just continue and grow and build it from there.
I see you said you speak on God, so like I wanted to speak on like the beginning. The childhood.
Back to the bando. No.
Speaking on your childhood, like overall, bro, like how was your growing up, your upbringing?
Man, I wouldn't change it for the world. So I grew up, my parents, Pam, Jimmy Giles. So I'm the only child. I have a sister on my father's side, and I also have a nephew as well. But grew up only child. Man, I grew up real low key. Like I tell anyone, I knew a lot of people, but I just always stayed to myself. So even in my adult years now, I'm still that way now. Like I said, I know a lot of people, not just from the business, but just off the way I carry myself and just kind of make moves out and about. Started playing sports around middle school. Played football, ran track, baseball, did a little bit of basketball. I ain't really care for it like that, but of course I played it in the streets where I was from. But then besides that, as I just started sprouting up, of course I think everybody went through that little fat chunky phase. So I started out playing my first ever organized football down in Griffin, where my dad's from. Started playing from the Griffin Vikings with Coach Larry Fields. So played with him. Yeah, we lost in the championship game. That was like my first and then ever championship game at that age bracket. So first time I ever played, made it to the championship game. We went undefeated, lost to the Bulldogs down in Griffin at what's the new Memorial Stadium now. Yeah, what's the new Memorial Stadium now. So we lost to them, but it really just put a fuel in me, man. So like I said, I've always been real athletic. Played at Lovejoy High School, then ended up transferring down to Luella High School right here down the road. So I think once we went to Luella, I kind of went through a phase where it's like you go from being that guy to not being that guy. Being at Lovejoy gave me an opportunity to meet guys that already been in the league. They come back every off season, pour into us. But then it's kind of like coming to an environment at Luella where you're trying to figure out who's the head guy. But then also too, man, just trying to find that natural brotherhood. Everybody had their own groups and who they rock with. If you wasn't there with them since middle school, they ain't gonna really rock with you like that. But then if you got work ethic, they might rock with you, they might not, but that's cool too. But I say all that to say, God instilled in me, like I wanted to go to the NFL like any kid did. So that was my dreams, that was my ambition. So anytime anybody would ask me what you want to be when you grow up, oh, I want to go to the NFL. But I figured it was going in that direction because God was putting all these different NFL guys in my life. I had a chance to meet Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed. Also had to meet Keith Fitzhughes. He played at Lovejoy High School. Then I also got a chance to meet Jarvis Johnson. That was my actual mentor. So he had a chance to play up at Rutgers University. Played a little bit of ball for Baltimore, and then for the Colts as well. So during the off season, you'll come home, we'll work out, get some things going. But then end up going to college, end up getting hurt, having a torn ACL. Then from there it was more rehab. Then it happened again, and I was like, man, God just got me in a funk where I just can't get out of. So you know that's where the fitness thing a lot. But I always just liked helping people. So I started out training people in my parents' 2-car garage. Man, it got bigger quicker than what I expected. Like literally, you would have thought we was having a cookout at the house every day, because I had cars start from where we stayed on down to the cul-de-sac, because where we stayed, it was a cul-de-sac on the end. So if, say, where my building is, when we're at the gym, we'll probably be here. Cul-de-sac probably be down to the edge of the Home Depot warehouse down there on the corner. So you think about having that much traffic flow coming through every day. The neighbors know what was going on, but then it gets to the point it's like you don't want too many heads knowing where you stay either. You know what I'm saying? So just had to walk out on faith. I ended up becoming the manager of Planet Fitness, Goals, LA Fitness. You pretty much name it. I managed every single gym around our area. So I definitely had the managerial experience and had the people person skills as well. So even though I don't really deal with people, but I'm a people's person. You know what I'm saying? So if I get around the right room, the right people, I open up. But like I said, God done had me in this game now going on 13 years. It'll be 14 years next year. So I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. Because like I said, he done gave me a chance to bless people with this. He done gave me a chance to change lives with this. Whether it's kids, whether it's athletes, whether it's older people, younger people, it don't matter. He done gave me a chance to travel the world with this. And then the same thing I probably would be doing if I was in the NFL. I'm doing the same thing now with this. So like I said, it's a dream come true, because like I said, I get to wake up every morning and work for myself, punch my own clock. I determine when I get paid, because if I'm not here, of course I'm not getting paid. I'm not able to provide for my family, but same time too, I'm not able to pour back into my community like I like to. So each year I try my best to do a turkey drive, try my best to do a back to school bash, something for Christmas. You pretty much name. I try my best to just be involved in the community in all aspects, because one thing about it, when God blesses you, you got to give back to his people, and his people is the community. So without the community, it wouldn't be no Gym 55, it wouldn't be no Jay to Go. A lot of these people you see me bring to the south side, you probably wouldn't even see them either if I went in a great position to start bringing those people here. So I say all that to say, man, the man upstairs done put me through some trials and tribulations, of course, but like I said, I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world, because he got me right where I need to be.
Yeah, I feel that. So with all that being said, you so young, bro.
Yeah, 27, man.
27, man.
27, man.
What? I know, bro. I know people in their 30s still trying to scrape the surface of what you done did.
Man, you got people our parents' age still trying to scrape the surface and get together. Yeah.
So like, what challenges did you say you faced so far? 'Cause I know you done had, especially like when you saying, bro, when you started and you got the car line up and stuff like that, like, and even going to the new location. What challenges can you say that you faced that done built you up so far? It's like, now I'm at the location, I ain't got to worry about it because I done faced that.
Most definitely. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you always gonna face adversity. It just comes with elevation. It comes with elevation and maturity. But I think with me starting so early in my career, I was immature to a lot of things. When it comes down to timing, when it comes down to having female clients, having guy clients, having trying to find a way to make time for this. It's kind of like when I first jumped off the porch and started doing the training, it was like I still had one foot in football, but one foot in this as well. But it's like God giving me all the signs to really like do the training thing, but I'm still trying to keep the door wide open on the football thing, because it's like that's what I'm good at, that's what I can do. But I didn't really just listen to his voice like I should have earlier, because I always think in the back of my mind at night, I'm like, if I would listen to God way earlier than what I did, man, ain't no telling where I'd probably be right now. I know, like, I probably would still be blessed with this building what we're in, but we'll probably have about 5 or 6 more locations of this by now if I really would have listened to him, or listened to some people along the way that I got a chance to meet. When I first started this, I didn't have a mentor to tell me, hey Jay, you should do this, you should do that, this the right way, this the wrong way. Everything I did up to this point been trial and error. You know what I'm saying? But thank God, you know, I haven't been in any situations where I really just had to dig deep and get myself up out of. It's always been trial and error, just making sure I understand the ins and outs, understand the consequences of everything that comes along with just making business moves, sponsorship moves, but also understanding too, like, I'm in a place where can't nobody speak for me no more. It ain't like when we a kid, your mom and daddy gotta speak up for you for this and that. I have to speak up for me. So when I go to a meeting for a sponsorship, I go do stuff for the county, I go do stuff for wherever, I have to go speak for me and then on the behalf of Gen 55. I can't send no assistant to speak on what I'm thinking, because while I may tell the assistant, it may change when I get in that car ride. So I need to make sure it's coming from the heart, make sure it's something I'm passionate about. This is something I'm passionate about. Man, I've been doing this 13 years. I ain't start getting paid really till my last 6 years. So you think about doing something you real deal passionate about, and God got you doing as a purpose in life for free your first 6 years, and then the last 6 years you just now getting, you know, compensating for it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, I've been passionate about it, you know, from starting out at $50 a month to now, you know, I can run different deals and people will catch it. You know, they may catch it, they may not catch it. But it's like now I'm to the point where people actually are respecting paying my worth, opposed to, it's like, I'm not gonna say you have to just about beg people, but you know, it's like you have to really dim your light, because a lot of people don't see your worth. You know, and I still feel like people still don't see my work, because it's a lot of things I can do in this training game that people haven't seen. I know they'll get a chance to see it, because I'm definitely gonna make sure I make my way to knock down the door so people can see it a lot more. With me training clients overseas in different countries and different states. Of course, you know, it's cliche to say, you know, ain't nobody doing it like I'm doing it, but I really just feel like nobody doing it like I'm doing it. Ain't nobody gonna get up at no 3 o'clock in the morning to go train a client at 4. You know, I'm doing that 6 days a week. That's just like this morning. I had a house call right here down the road in Heron Bay. I had to be there at 4 a.m. So I had to get up this morning at 3 a.m. just to make sure I'm ready on the road. You know, so I can beat traffic, even though it ain't no traffic at 3 a.m. But you never know nowadays. So, you know, just different things just to continue to keep the mind going, keep the business going. But then also too, man, it's just, with owning the business and being a person of color, man, it's a lot of stigmas that come along with it. Because when you first come into this world, man, we already got a target on our back, because one, we're a person of color, and then it's like two, a lot of people don't expect for us to succeed. You know, a lot of us don't expect to have the knowledge, have the backing, have the degrees, have the certifications. Like, I can pretty much, man, you can put me right there with the best of the best, because I got the certifications, I got the degrees behind me, I got the years behind me, I got the, man, like anything you could think of, I got the clientele behind me. But even I have to look at sometimes, even with having that clientele, everyone not gonna always support the vision. But at the same time, as a business owner, I tell any other business owner, that's not my job to make them see the vision. The main thing is to continue to make myself see my vision, continue to make it brighter and brighter and brighter. And before you know it, the world don't have a choice but to just see it and support it. You know, whether they, you know, envy it or it's just whatever, they don't have no choice but to see it. Because one thing about it, you want to make sure you so on top of your business to where you walk in a room, people can't help but respect the way you move, how you do business, what you're about. And I mean, you know, for those that do the he say, she say, like I said, the man upstairs, man, got me to this point. Nobody else. So my work ethic, my grind, and matching what he done, you know, gave me for his steps wise, this what got me to this point. But that's what's gonna continue to take me further, so I can continue to pour into those he bring into my life. Or if they just here for a season, at least I know I can drop a seed and they know I done did my part, bro.
Right. So with you being a low-key person,
yeah.
I know you're a low-key person. I don't want you to give out your vision or nothing like that, because that be like that. But overall, I see you doing Gen 55. What's your not to give out too much, but like, what's your overall vision of like what you want to do with your franchise?
I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't even say it's the fact that I'm not giving out too much information, but I will say this: the game plan is definitely to kind of mimic what you see with the Planet Fitnesses, the Goals gyms, the LA Fitnesses. I just about want to have a Gym 55 on every corner in every state. If it's 50 states, I need a Gym 55 in every state, or 2 in every state, you know. But my game plan is I want to open up at least 3 more Gym 55s this year. So come summertime, I'm looking into opening up one in Griffin. That's my father's hometown, but I have steady clientele in that area as well, just to pay homage to their support, but I also want to bridge the gap between Griffin, Jackson, Barnesville, and I think I'm missing somebody in Pike County. So on those lines, so they definitely need it, because literally, man, it's a blessing, you know, when you hear people saying, you know, man, I done drove down, like I did a little camp down in Griffin High School on the track field. Like I had a guy told me, man, he drove as far as Macon just to come bring his kid up here just to come train, because he was like, man, you got a lot of folks down there, you know, watching. And I think that's something I really started to take for granted sometimes, because like, you never know the power you really have, bro, until somebody really just give you that testimony. Because like, I got a lady that come all the way from Kennesaw, bro. She drive all the way down here every morning, and I'm sitting here like, lady, you done passed 1,000 gyms just to get to here. And man, when she, you know, she told me something that I literally, you know, just, you can't help but cry. But it's just like, she's like, man, I see something in you, and I know God got his hands on you. And she was like, some for the stuff which you building. She said, I told my husband, man, I ain't got no choice but to go down there and support that brother, because he's doing it the right way. She was like, you know, I don't care what this person got to say or that person got to say about you, because people gonna talk regardless when you popping. And that's one thing a lot of people have to understand. You can't talk on somebody else that really getting this out the mud, doing it the right way. Like I tell anyone to do. I have my shortcomings, of course. Everyone does. It comes with life. It comes with elevation. But each day I try my best to be better than I was yesterday, the month before, the year before, years before. Because at the end of the day, I have to end up giving an account of that when it's time for me to, you know, when God called my number, you know, that's it. But I want to make sure I leave enough of a legacy as possible so it can continue to live on, and for whoever take over this Gym 55 brand after I retire or after I leave Earth, man, it's something that these people know, like, I done put together organically. Of course, the man upstairs had his hands over, but man, this Gym 55 thing, this is just for the community. It ain't about me. It ain't about the people I hire. It ain't about, you know, the people I collaborate with. This is for the people. You know what I'm saying? Gym 55 is just, it's bigger than just a gym. It's about giving back to the community through health and fitness, but also, man, I'm a counselor too with this. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't have a certification, but you gotta look at this people therapy. You know, this done help people save their lives. It done help people save relationship. However you want to think about this, owning the gym, bro, and just dealing with people on a daily basis will help, man, pretty much God's vision and pretty much what he's about. You know what I'm saying? It's 12 disciples about, but sometimes, you know, people don't really look at it, man. You adding on to that. You may be 13, 14, because you really out here doing his work. And when you really doing his work, bro, he gonna bless you. He gonna bless you every time. But like I said, to answer your question, man, I just want to continue to just flood the city, the state with different businesses pertaining to fitness, pertaining to community. You know, I might tap into some juice bars, tap into different things. I done had some of my clients that's business owners, you know, that came with me with business proposals. So, you know, just got to be on the lookout and see what's next, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So, sliding away from the fitness topic a
Yeah,
little bit, alright, so you touched on, like, leaving something behind. So, what's your family goal? Like, what you want outside of, like, what's your
just
plan?
the fitness thing.
Yeah.
Man, to be honest with you, man, so I talk to God every night, man. Before you know, whether it's me just reading the Bible plan or just whatever it may be. But my game plan is really just, let me finish this year strong, do what I need to do, stick to my plan. But going into 2024, definitely want to, you know, settle down, you know, start a family. Because I mean, I'm getting older, you know what I'm saying? But you know, 28 still ain't old, but it's older, you know what I'm saying? But you know, we're getting older, man. So you know, I say all that to say, you know, I don't have time to waste when it comes down to what I'm trying to build, what I'm trying to do. You know, I definitely want to have kids. I love the kids that come into the gym, whether they come in with their parents when they come in and train, or just the kids I train, man. Like, God just gave me that gift, man, to just always connect with kids, whether they babies or, you know, I got one right here on the floor, you know what I'm saying? that's videoing for us alongside, but he done been with me since middle school. So I say that's like my son, you know what I'm saying? Because everything my dad taught me, I try my best to instill in them as well, even though I know they may come from a single parent home or may have both parents. But it's always good to have that bigger brother, or that, you know, that form of mentor to just help you, tell you right from wrong outside of the household. So that's my mindset. But definitely, man, just you know, dating, you know, with the intentions of getting married, bro. Like I said, starting a family, making sure, of course, my mama and my daddy straight, you know, because before anything, you know, I gotta make sure they straight. Make sure I got a nephew, so I gotta make sure I'm setting the right example for him, because everything I do, everything on social media now. So I gotta make sure I'm doing right by him. I gotta make sure I'm doing right by my overall family. Whether they support it or not support it, but I gotta make sure I do right by them, because that Giles name, it holds weight. It holds weight when you got somebody at the forefront really, moving things the right way. But then also too, I'm not trying to be no millionaire in this. I want to be the first ever billionaire trainer, and it's not just about just the money. I want to make sure I have that just so I can continue to just keep generating things back into the community. But then also too, I can tap into other business ventures as well. So if anybody were to call me and say, I want to invest in this, I want you to invest in that, I want to make sure I got the financials to really just be able to bless my people. But then also too, have the knowledge to make sure I give them the ins and outs what it's like to run a business outside of the gym field. So that's my game plan, man, going into this next phase of life, of elevation. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be next.
I can see that though, definitely, especially with you being a mentor to a lot of people. So
Yeah.
what's a person outside of mom and pop
Yeah.
that you can say, like, what one mentor that you can call on right now that you can say, like, that they gave you a lot of game that you can shout out?
You just said it. I'm just being honest. Because even though we filming, I'm being as honest as possible. And people know I wouldn't sugarcoat nothing for nobody. I'm not one of the type of people I wasn't raised that way. But literally, man, my mom and dad, that's like my real deal support system. Like, before any female I ever date, before any person I call my brother, because a lot of people nowadays they use that term so loosely. I look at brother or sister for people that's really gonna go to battle with you. When the devil hitting or God hitting, who really gonna be there in them trenches with you to fight along, bro, until you get to the promised point, to the promised land of what God got for you. But man, my mom and dad, those are my main two support systems. So when my back up against the wall, I know who I can call, because I know they ain't gonna let me down, and I ain't gonna let them down. But I'm gonna always say my parents, because man, they done seen me grow. Like, literally, they done seen me grow before. And I ain't just saying that just because I'm their child, but literally, they done seen me grow, man. Like, for people that really just know me and know what type of head spaces I was in, man, when it comes down to just elevating, getting the business together, going through depression stage when it comes from making the transition, not being able to play football no more, and then having to find a whole nother gig to get you back going. But then, everybody, be quick to say they do stuff for their family. Those two, they are my family. Like, literally, besides, mom, that's my real deal family. That's who I do it for, because, even though a lot of people, like, we just had the grand opening Saturday. So, of course, we had a lot of people come through here, whether it's family, people in the community, people I train. I got a lot of phone calls, text messages, FaceTime, stuff like that. I'm one of the type of people, you're going to feel what's genuine, what's not. I'll put it that way. But it's like to see my parents walk in here and really just, they know what I done been through to get back to this point, because I've owned gyms before, I done did businesses before. But, you're going to have clients and have family members that question certain things you do in life. I'll say that because I was in a point where I had a gym in Hampton. I closed it down. But then, of course, how people in the street talk, oh, well, Jay must have lost the gym and that. Bruh, I didn't lose anything. I chose to close it down. I chose to close it down because I need to get back in the right head space to really just take over what God had for me. And it's kind of like when you have people around you that's really not real deal supporting, or really don't see the vision, like that really needs to see what you're pointing and then pour it back into you. It gets draining. Because you can't expect for people to see your vision. You can't expect for family members to always support you or go to bat for you. So I got to the point where it was like, God, let me just close this down. Let me get my mental state back together. But then during that time, I lost my grandmother. I had lost my uncle, so that took a toll on me because I'm close to them. So even if, like, my uncle, my dad's brother, if he was here, he had another support system, because that was like my second dad. When I can't go to my dad, not saying I could never could, but when my dad, got something going on, I go to my uncle. I go pull up on him down in Griffin, sell his porch, talk to him. Just like my grandma. My grandma was not. She was one of those type of women. She gonna say the first thing come to mind, but it was something you need to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even with my mother's father, he was the same way. It may be something you didn't want to hear, but you're gonna respect it and take it and go apply it. But I just sometimes I just get in that mental state, man. Like I just need to bet on me. I don't need to focus on what this person got to say, that person got to say. Let me just lock in on me and let me just get this stuff done. So that's why I just always say my parents will always be my support system. Of course, God, of course, because like I said, I got a strong faith in Him because right here ain't none of this stuff possible, But it's just with elevation gonna come growth, and a lot of people don't want to, say it just like we said before we went on air. A lot of people ain't gonna want to see you elevate because they know where you started from. And that's cool too because that just let me know I ain't need you here from the jump. So, even with opening up this gym this week, a lot of people done showed their true colors when it come down to support, for who was supposed to be here, who was supposed to do that, who was supposed to do that. I just, took it with a grain of salt and just kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because if I dwell on it, that just leaving the door open for the devil to come on in and just rain on the parade. And so I done got to a point now, I'm in a mind state where if things don't work out with certain people or certain situations, I don't dwell on it, bro. I just keep going even harder. And then when it's time for me to pop out, I'll pop out the right way. So that's how I go.
So we spoke about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
What's the name Jay the Goat come from? Cause I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
I know. Yeah, me and you had a conversation. I think you remember Jay the Trainer. I did Jay the Fit King.
Yeah.
Jay the I started out with Jay the Trainer. Well, hold on. Let me give you the origin. So I think but I started out with Trained by Jay, then Trained by Jay, Jay the Fit King, man, I had so many names, bro, I couldn't even tell you, dog. But Jay the Goat really just came from one of my exes. Like one night, I think we just had came back from like the cabins, and like we were just having like a long car ride back. And then I was just, talking to her just on some business stuff. But like we always just had general conversation, period. Like still to this day, even though like we don't date no more, we still close. Like I can call her right now just for a laugh or whatever. She gonna be like, Jay to go, what you want? Like that's the conversation every time she answers the phone. But man, it came because like everything I had, it was during the time frame I think we went on that trip. It was like during the time change, like God was really just showing me a lot of stuff, bro. And during that time, I think I had did like 3 or 4 magazine articles right back to back, and they came like right back to back to back to back to back to back. And then during that time frame, I think I had done dropped like 5 or 6 like big transformation, like some big transformation, like career changing transformation that really just put me on the map down here in the South Side. And man, I was just like I'm really like I'm here. Like I was saying, babe, I'm here. I was like, these folks really seeing like what I'm doing. And then she was like, I really just think it's time for you to do like a name change, because she was just like, it's getting bigger. And one thing about it, bro, I could feel, bro, it was getting bigger. Like the clientele, like I had during that time, like I got 3 phones now. I'm down to about 2 now, 2.5. But you know what I'm saying? But it was getting to the point, man, like I couldn't keep up, with the people calling and trying to book. Yeah. Or trying to, whatever. But then it was just like, I know I had to ride. And then she was like, man, babe, you got to change your name. I was like, I don't know the what. And then I remember dropping her off at the house. And, I'm just riding down the road. And then, I'm big on listening to podcasts, audiobooks and stuff like that. And a guy just came on, and then he was talking about Michael Jordan and how he grew from when he first went to UNC. And then made that transition to the NBA, and then he retired, went and played MLB, then came back, went to the Wizards and all that. And he was like, man, that's the true definition of a GOAT, because like everybody counted this man out, and he still was making things happen no matter what people put on his name. And then I love listening to like the Young Dolph, Key Glock, 50 Cent. I'm big on listening to like their business moves. I ain't even talking about just the music aspect. Like me and Glock, he'll tell you like that's all I play when we out there on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Unless I got the ladies in there, I'll play some other stuff. But I say all that because like Glock makes silent moves. Dolph made silent moves. And then it took, young Dolph to die for his wife, his significant other, to pretty much like let the world know everything he had going on. Like each year his kids had a birthday, this man went and bought 2 properties apiece for his daughter and his son. And I'm saying, like, that's crazy. Cause I'm like, you got people out here that barely even buy a gift for their kids, period.
I'm telling you.
And you know, you look at 50 Cent, you know, all the moves he done made from when he first came out up to now. Like, this man got 5 and 6 different TV shows on major networks, and then to hear he finna make his own major network, like, that's just major in itself. So like, hearing things like that coming from people of our color and our nationality making moves like that, I was like, bro, I gotta be doing the same thing with the fitness game. And then I just end up calling her. I was like, babe, I got it. I was like, I'm just changing my name to Jay the Goat. And then she was like, that's it. She was like, that's it. And then when I went home, I told my parents, I was like, yeah, I'm finna probably take like a week off from training, which I did. Like, bro, I changed everything. Like, everything was straight Jay the Goat from there. And then when I first changed it, my clients was like, what made you change it? I was like, I ain't really give them no clear-cut answer. I was just like, but you just about to see. And then before I knew it, bro, I had different moves coming left and right, right and left. And then I had one client that been with me like all 13 years I've been trained. And then only thing, she hit me with a text one morning. She said, now I see why you changed it. You know what I'm saying? So hearing something like that from her, and then how it came back around full circle, that's the reason why I changed the name. And then that's the why it suits me. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to take away from nobody that's been in the game longer than me. But again, I know what I got going on. I know it's the difference between having the hot hand and actually being the person that's chosen by God to really do something. This is something I'm really passionate about. I don't really care to do it for the money. This is just something I really like doing. I love helping people. I love giving back. But, you know, same time, too, you still got to get compensated for your time and what you're putting out, too. So, but like I said, that's the reason why I changed all the names to get to this point.
So each name was like
a
elevation.
It was. It was, because, you know, most people when they first come out, they were just like, oh yeah, I'm just a trainer, you know, I'm Trainer Jay. But then each time I kept going up, elevate, God was just showing me where he was finna take me with it. And then once I got to this point, I was like, I done made it. Now, do I plan on changing my name again? Nah. Like this suits me. And I don't even know what else I can call myself anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know, I done took every name, but I know, but this is something that really hit and resonate like with what I done built up to this point. So I'll take this name straight to the grave, and then, you know, put it on the tombstone if needed. But nah, but this it though, bro. This it.
Yeah. So I want to go back to Mercer a little bit.
Yeah.
So take me through what went through your mind when you got hurt, and what's some game that you can give to somebody to like what you went through, like to make that transition to like mentally and, you know what I'm saying, even if it's physical. What game could you give out to somebody that's going through adversity?
Man, mentally, my parents seen me, man, just going through the changes. Like, I've never been a person to smoke or drink or anything like that. And, you know, it just, they seen my moods change. Like, if somebody said something crazy, bro, I'd just be so quick to snap, because it was just like, I done had something taken away from me that was the real deal God given, that was really just finna get us out of our situation. Not saying we ever, you know, just been in a bad situation, but that was really gonna put us in a different tax bracket, really put us where we need to be, where I know we should be, where I know I should be. Man, it did something to me, because like relationships I had with friends, or if I was dating somebody during that time, like, bro, I cut all that junk loose, bro, because I ain't trust nobody. I didn't. I ain't fool with nobody. Like, my mom and dad tell you, like, when I was working, I would just go straight to work and just come straight back home. You know, if I had classes, I'd do it online. But I was not fooling with nobody, bro, because it was just like, I felt some type of way, because I got robbed of something I real deal put all my blood, sweat, and tears into. Now you telling me I can't play no more because, you know, I'm hurt, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, you get hit again the same way, bro, you might not even, you know, be able to do nothing.
Exactly.
You know, so God really just had to just show me some different things. I had to learn some different things, bro. But then also my parents had to let me know, like, the world don't revolve around me. The world gonna keep going whether you here or not. And with all that being said, I just had to change the mindset and really just lock in on something. So even from just doing rehab, doing man, just hearing different testimonials from the people you would meet in therapy, meeting other athletes, because like I said, I knew a lot of athletes, and then seeing guys I played alongside make it to the league, but then, you know, we still, you know, chop it up here and there when they in town, or I talk to them on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. But it was just like, you know, you watch them, you support them, you love it, you know, you don't envy, you ain't jealous about it, because that's their calling. That was their real deal calling. But, you know, I say all that to say God made all that happen to make the story a little bit more sweeter, because he took somebody that was ready to go front line and battle with his brothers every, Friday, Saturday, and then potentially on Sunday if I was blessed to do that. If I would have made it to the league, that really loved the game. Like the kids see that when I train. The trainers and coaches I've been around, they see that. Like I don't mind sitting back and just still being a student of the game. Like I got older guys, I work alongside that's, got some years on me. It's like some years. And, sometimes I still ask them questions as if I was still playing, just to get a better understanding so I can, train my kids better, when I'm training them. But it definitely took a toll on me. But I say all that to say I needed it, because it helped build character. Man, it helped build the person y'all get today, because I'm not one of the people to just give up on anything. I hate when people come in here and say, I can't. I was just telling the guy, he gonna come put up my mirrors on the wall for me this weekend. I said, that's the main, slogan I want up on the wall. Leave that I can't outside. Because my parents never raised me to be lazy. But then it got to a point where I started moving a little bit complacent. Because it's like, you at a point where you're really trying to figure out, really what's next. It's like you come from doing something all your life to a point where it's like, man, I actually got to go get a job. You know what I'm saying? I got to go get a job. Got to go get a job. But, it wasn't nothing wrong with getting a job, because I seen my parents, work hard all their life. But it ain't nothing wrong with getting a job. But it's just, I got to go get a job, and it's not something I really wanted to do. I wanted my 9 to 5 was go do something I love, which was playing football, or at least be somewhere around it. But now I'm getting paid to change lives through fitness and health, train athletes. So it's kind of like God made it simple for me to do what I still love, but just in a different atmosphere. So I still get called coach. I done had a chance to coach at the high school level, the middle school level. I done did the rec. I done did the AAU. I done been blessed to have opportunities to go back to colleges and be a strength and conditioning coach. Go back and be a analyst or whatever. So God definitely done showed me some opportunities I could do at a younger age, opposed to retiring from NFL if I would have went and wait later on down the line to get those opportunities. He done showed me all that stuff now. So everything, man, happened for a reason, but he made it where it came back around full circle for everything. So like I said, man, I wouldn't change none of it for the world, because he got me right where I need to be. And then he definitely, like I said, still got me in the room with the same people I played alongside. It's just now I'm the trainer and they the athletes. So that's how I've been working out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So with this being a special episode,
Yeah.
I would say
Episode number 5.
Episode number 5 in Gym 55.
5, yeah.
So I wanted the first ever pay to play game question.
Okay, what you got?
So what athlete, professional, college, or even high school, would you say that you have an opportunity to train full time? Who would it be?
Even though he doesn't play anymore, definitely Cam Chancellor. Cam Chancellor. Cam Chancellor was pretty much our modern day Ed Reed. No, I'm sorry, not Ed Reed. Sean Taylor. There you go. Yeah, Sean Taylor. Yeah. But I love Ed Reed too. But Cam Chancellor was our modern day Sean Taylor, man. He was fearless. He lead by example. He didn't say much, but when he did say something, man, you really felt that energy in his voice. And when he was out there on that field, you knew he was out there. But it was like when he didn't play, the defense went together. But when he was out there, they played as a unit. So I feel like the same way, even when I'm inside my gym, when I'm not here and I got other trainers here, the gym's still going to flow. Still people going to come in, come out, get trained. But when that head person here, everything gonna flow, because that head set the standard, it set the tone. It's just like, you used to give those pep talks before the game. They know the ones to go to. They know the ones to get them words of wisdom from, because you done been in them situations before. It's like, senior year of high school. The guys know who to come to. You know what I'm saying? Who finna go where. It's just like when I signed to go to college. It's like now you the OG, because it's like you going somewhere where we all want to be. So just coming back home, even during the summertime, come back in, getting work with the guys. Them, they seeing you elevating body wise and mentally, spiritually. But then they taking their game, soaking it up. Now they applying it to their game, because now they seniors. So they it's like a ripple effect. It just gotta go straight back down the ladder. So, but definitely Cam Chancellor though, for real.
Okay. That's a good pick too. I'll just say that. Who would you say is harder to train, women or men?
Man, I ain't gonna even hold you. Probably depend on the day. But nah, probably man, it's 50-50 because you'll meet some men. I ain't poking fun at nobody, but you'll meet some men that never been in the gym a day in their life, and you'll meet some women that stronger than most men. Like I see it every day. Like I can go put 150 on the bar for a woman to go do bench press, and she may knock it out, but I may put it on for a guy, he may struggle, or and vice versa. So it just depends on the day. But then same time too, it also just depends on what people going through, because a lot of people, they carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. So it's like, I've been in some training sessions where I done had people break down crying on me because they're going through so much. So it's like, luckily it happened during a personal training session, not a group. But we have to stop the session, and then here come the therapist Jay now. So it's like trying to walk them through different ways to just kind of keep going, staying active, but then also just reassuring them, not to push God on everybody, but just let them know, like, man, God gonna help you get through. It may not be now, it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but your time coming. So, but it's definitely 50-50 on that though.
Right. Okay, so if you had one day to soak up game from either a trainer or, like you said, Key Glock them, or an entertainer or politician, anybody, who would you soak up game with from one day?
Gotta be Warren Buffett.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Gotta be Warren Buffett, because I mean, you talking about a multi-billionaire. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I'm trying to get to with this fitness thing. I don't think too many trainers, and I may be wrong, but I'm a person that I do my research, but not too many trainers out here that can say they worth, they'll say, they're worth 6 figures, 7 figures, but, not too many trainers out here gonna really say they done touch a mil, they done touch $1 billion, after taxes, before taxes, or whatever you want to say. But I definitely want to see myself in that bracket, and I know Warren Buffett got the mindset, and he definitely got the track record and portfolio to show you what it takes to get to that point. I just want to be in the room with him, and it ain't even got to be no all-day thing. I could, if bro just give me 30 minutes of his time, I'll take that 30 minutes and cherish that, because I tell my kids, I train all the time, it takes one conversation to help change your life. And that's the conversation I know for a fact. If I got a chance to sit right here next to him, them 30 minutes, I'd cherish that and take all the game I could get in the 30 minutes and relay it back down to Gym 55 and really take over the industry like I need to. I'm gonna take it over regardless. Like that's what I've been praying for. I'm speaking to exist. I'm gonna take it over. But you always want to make sure you have that person behind you to really just give you the blueprint of how to do business the right way. That way you can succeed, but then at the same time too, bro, you can pass it along to the next following person. So that's what it's always about. But yeah, definitely Warren Buffett though.
So you coming into the gym, for you personally, what's your go-to, what's your favorite workout? You would say either squat, push-up, or cardio?
Man, my favorite, but I ain't gonna even lie, as crazy as it may sound, bro, I used to love hitting the heel. Like when kids used to get in trouble at football practice when I was in high school, college, or either rec ball, people used to get pissed off and mad when coach be like, all right, we finna hit the hill. Bro, I thrived on the hill. Like even like the kids I train now, they'll tell you it's a big hill behind the Lambeau Speedway. We used to go hit that every summer. And like my dad turned me onto that hill. Like him and my uncle stayed behind Lambeau Speedway, but he always used to take that way home, and I used to pass it all the time. I used to tell my dad, I was like, man, on the weekends, I was like, I want to come over here and train. He used to take me over there. He'll either drop me off or he'll sit out there in the car and just watch me run and hit that hill. So it got to the point it helped me build up my endurance and help build up my lower body strength. So I was like, yeah, when I started training, my own kids, I was like, I'm finna start bringing them over here, and I just started doing that. So I love that hill, but definitely bench press guy. Squat guy too, like anything lower body, like I can fill up the whole rack with whatever, you know what I'm saying, and go to war with the best of them. But yeah, definitely that hill, that's my go-to.
Alright, so what's your what would you say your morning, not that, what would you prefer, a morning workout or at night workout?
I ain't gonna lie, probably a morning workout, only because in college, bro, we had to get up at 4 a.m.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
so after a while, it's like your body just get used to it. So it's like, I remember the freshmen, when they first came into college, they used to dread getting up at 4 a.m. Us older guys, we was used to it. Because, we on campus way before they enrolled. So we was actually getting up at 3. So they really was sleeping in an hour or two later. So while we was already in there working out with the trainer and whatnot, they sleeping in. So when they was coming in, we was going out. But we was still, we got that burn, that workout in. But it was just more of, they was dreading it. They ain't like it because most of them probably ain't, barely went to school on time. But, for us, it was business for us because most of that core, what we had on our team, we had done been together since freshman year, probably about 4 of us that was just more transferred in. But besides that, bro, we already knew we was working towards. So that 4 a.m. didn't mean nothing to us. You know what I'm saying? We go in there, knock it out for an hour, hour and a half, or whatever we had, get in, get out. And then, some guys, we may used to do 2 a day. So our trainer, he stayed on campus with us during the season. So we may go back in there at night and go do a night workout. So if we did some weight training during the morning, during the evening, we straight doing field work, and working from there. So, definitely morning workout, though, because it helped get me right mentally. But then normally in the morning, even when I come in the gym, I'll answer that later. But even man, when I come into the gym, like I get my Bible going, throw my gospel music on, give me a little workout in, yoga stretch, and then from there, bro, I'm good to go.
Okay, so I got another one too. So
Okay.
You gotta fit a trainer coming into the game. What's the number one advice you would give somebody for a younger trainer coming in first starting out?
Man, stay consistent. Stay consistent, and most of all, just make sure you know your knowledge for the game. So what I mean by that, making sure you know the ins and outs of workouts, the business that go along with this, because it's bigger than just working out. Everyone see, oh, this man do the best workouts, he got the best transformations, but making sure you understand the actual business, because everybody, like I said, I shocked a lot of people when we opened this up Saturday and told them the square footage and what we're gonna do next door with the other building next door and all that. But a lot of people have to understand the real deal, behind the door, behind the scene business you really have to do to obtain something like this and keep it up. But then also to just understanding what can really make or break a career, because we all want to move away from a make or break move. But understanding what it takes to own the business, continue to see the business thrive, because you'll have seasons where the business is up and down, up and down, up and down, which is fine. That just comes along with it. But understand the business, understanding your target clientele, but then also too, man, just take over one area first. Take over one area, and then you start branching out to other counties, cities, or whatever. I started out in Lawrenceville because Reinhardt is in Walaska, Georgia, but Lawrenceville is not that far. So I ended up starting training up there. But then I know when I came back home, it was going to be easy for me to take over because most of the people already knew what I was about. Everybody kept saying, oh, yeah, when you come home, we got to do X, Y, and Z and that. But then once I came home, I spoke everything into fruition. You know what I'm saying? I took off on the ground running. But then only thing too, a lot of people will be like, yeah, I ain't know, you've been training so long and that. But I'm like, one thing about social media will make you think somebody just getting started. So that's why I tell people too, I kind of wish we didn't have social media because I've been doing this 13 years. So when I watch some people come through here, like a young lady told me last night when she left, she's like, Jay, I really didn't know you've been training this long. And she was like, I just found out about you. I was just like, look, I've been doing this 13 years. I said, when I first started, I said social media really just started becoming a thing because I think my graduating year of high school, 2014, I think Instagram had picked up. And then Twitter came out, 15, 16, something like that. I may be wrong. But, man, even with that, it was just more of just staying consistent, bro. Just staying consistent. But that'll definitely be my advice I have for somebody coming into the game, though.
And I'll wrap it up with this question. What will you say your biggest pay-to-play moment, like where you either had to put up some cash to play or either you just had to sacrifice some things for a minute or anything you sacrificed to get where you can play?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I had to sacrifice time. Really sacrifice time and energy, bro. Like, I kid you not, like I ain't just saying this just for the camera, but like I said, I got a nephew, you know what I'm saying? Even though he got his father, his mother, his life, but I'm real close to like my kids. You know what I'm saying? I train, but like making sure, man, I got to get back that time with him. I got to get back that time with my sister because it's like she's been seeing me grow through social media opposed to, actually being in person. It's like I'm always on go. She comes to the house, where Jay at? I'm gone. Or it's just like, man, just being around just family I know I rock with, bro. It's just, I done put so much time into the business, man. I really done missed time with a lot of people. It's like Young Dolph said himself. He said, I done sacrificed so much time away from the family. It's like I gotta get that back, and that's something money can't buy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, watching, my grandmother pass, my dad's mom, watching my uncle pass, my dad's brother. Even though I was close to him, I can always get in my car and drive down there. But this time I can't get back with them people, man. My mother's father passed away from Alzheimer's when I was younger, but even then, man, it's just time you just can't get back. And then times like that, bro, you really want to cherish because it's like older people, man, they give so much wisdom and game, and that's really where I get all my wisdom and game from them. But I just kind of wish I could go back in time just one time, bro, just to still be successful as I am today, but really just find different ways, brother, really just make more time. Because people will call and be like, hey, we doing this, we doing that. No, I can't do it. I'm doing this over here. But same time too, if they real deal understand what I'm trying to build, they understood why I made that sacrifice to get to this point. Because I'm in a good enough driver's seat to where if somebody would have called right now and be like, hey, we finna do this weekend, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? But when you're building something, man, you're gonna have to sacrifice. Whether it's, like you said, putting money up, whether it's making the hard decisions of cutting relationships off and because literally I had a girlfriend I was dating at the time when God was really elevating me to this point. And like, bro, I had to cut her loose, but it wasn't the fact that, man, I just cut her loose just cause it's like, you weren't supporting like that. And then it was just like, the situation was dead. And, I'm a firm believer I'm not gonna keep, watering no plant that ain't growing, so I just let it go. But once I did that, and then, man, I just started asking God to remove those from around me that wouldn't meant me no good and wasn't trying to see me prosper for real, bro. That's when he really started blessing me. When I isolated myself from everybody, like I've been doing, like I've been on a fast for like these past little couple of weeks. Now, mind you, before y'all came in, I was eating, but I got a little gap space to eat some. But it's just the fact of the matter, bro. I'm just trying to lock in, bro, and just do what I gotta do to take over. Like I said, make up for time missed, showing people the right way to go get it, and just keep it going. That's it. That's the main plan. That's the goal. So, excuse me. And just like I said, just make sure I continue to make my parents proud. Like I said, long they proud, bro. I don't really care about nothing else, bro. I don't care about what nobody else got to say or what they think about me. Long them too proud, bro. That's all a man can ever ask for, man. But besides that, like I said, that'll definitely be my thing, man. Just time, bro. Just time. Yeah.
Man, well, for me to you, man, I feel like from what we seen that, man, your time is definitely paying off, bro. And
most definitely.
It's gonna continue to keep paying off, bro. Like, you doing big things, bro. I appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all
for sitting down, bro. Like, but we are live from Gym 55 right now.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate we got Jay the GOAT.
Yes, sir.
Jamaris Giles.
Yes, sir.
And this is Pay to Play episode 5, man. I appreciate you again.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all, man.
Sit down, man.
Yes, sir.